Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Tuesday night, the 9th of August, and these are the charts of the day. Well, we had a distinctly different market today. First up sharply in the morning, making new highs on the S&P, all-time highs. Then a nice, solid pullback, five-wave decline before a late bounce brought them back to just slightly positive on the day. But nevertheless, we have a lot of stocks that we are watching that have done very well. We'll start off with ADSX, which continues to motor. Up another 83 cents or 5.5%. Volume was 2.2 million, not huge, but still keeping pace with what it's pretty close to what it's seen lately. If you take a look at the way the pattern is, you'll see that it's got extremely strong momentum, and the pullbacks here held support and here held support. And unless we take out today's low, which is 1462, where I put a stop, say, under 1450, I think this stock's got a shot at making 19 and a half to maybe more. But for now, let's see what happens. According to the numbers here, it's still 12.9 days to cover. That may not be updated, but the bottom line is big downtrend, five-wave decline, base breakout with a breakaway gap. Moving averages crossed over. No question, it's got a strong momentum trend, and it is extended. Let's face it. 3 weeks ago, the stock was trading at 737, and here it is over 16 today. So we'll keep posting that. Now, Ambarella's next. Ambarella is a solid decline, base, breakout, flag, and run up as well. One of my perfect patterns when you see the breakaway gap, the moving averages cross over, and then when you get a pullback. When that broke out is where I put the swing trade on. That's acting great. And getting up near my target, which at this point was the December high up around the 64.5 range. And that could be reached rather shortly. ANIP, one of the better acting biotechs, if not the best. It's gone from 26 to 70 just since the February low. Very few biotechs have done that in this market. And you can see the recovery now has it back up to the triple top up here in February, March, and July of last year. Those levels were reached up around 73. I suspect we have problems up in that area, but if we bust through and that channel extends, we could see the stock trade as high as 80, 85. So with almost 5 days to cover, we'll keep an eye on that one. Swing trade AXDX acting great. That's another biotech that's acted wonderfully since the double bottom was created. Now the push off the lows near 10.5 has taken it more than doubled. First a 1, 2, and then a 3. This may be even 4, and this could be 5. So bottom line is looking for a little bit more upside in the 22.3 range, maybe 24. 17.5 days to cover, huge. Stock acts great, 372,000 shares. Pretty good volume for that. You can see OBV making new highs that we haven't seen in 2016. Sotheby's, well, had a big pop yesterday and a nice inside positive day today. I'm not sure this is done either, although the stock is overbought short term. Momentum is very strong in this one. I can see eventually run up into the mid to high 40s, but we'll take it one step at a time. Right now it does have strong surge, breakaway gap, inside day with 10 days to cover. Let's keep an eye on this one. Bellicum, big day today after breaking and running in a 5-wave advance. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, and this could be a 5th wave blow off. I'm going to extend it to look like this. And let's say this is the angle of ascent, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. We are coming up to resistance in the 24 area. I would think that there's a possibility we can get a momentum surge there, but you got to be careful. After 5 waves up and a nice spike to the top of what looks like the current channel, we may very well get a pullback. But if momentum carries it forward and it does spike to 22.3, I would exit there on a short-term basis. Well, nice pattern for Kimura's, which was a swing trade in here when it ran and broke out. We did very well with that for a while, and then it pulled back. The spike low here early July, and then a reversal with a platform broke out today. Now, you can see the high about 1083 in May. Today's high, 1081. Kind of a key resistance level here. And if we break through it, I'm looking for a test of this double top from way back in August of last year, around 12.25. That's my next target. Callon Petroleum, well, I've been watching this for a long time, and a long time. After crumbling from 28 all the way down to under $1 in 09 with the debacle, the stock then based out. Over the last several years, you can see spike up, consolidate for a couple of years, pop, consolidate for a year and a half. And the base on the 1 day daily chart shows that it went up through resistance, held it, formed a 3-month consolidation, and then spiked up. In the last 6 days, it's gone from about 1034 up to 13 and a quarter. So we may get a little consolidation or rest, but I think the target right now is near just under 15, 17, and then 19 and a half. I put it out as a swing today. Maybe a little bit early, but the bottom line is it has momentum. And with 5.2 days to cover, we may see an extension. CSLT with a special update today, jumping 35% on 5 million shares. That's $1.17 on a $3 stock. You can see how it popped. Took out the major declining tops line and has a lateral resistance in this zone near this gap at about 486. These two pops here, 485 and 483. And there's one little spike at 497. So the 485.95 area is resistance. If we punch through that, I'd be looking for 585 and then about 660. Those are potential targets. Usually when you see this kind of volume, 5 million shares on a breakout day, it does do more than extend. It may very well extend. But for now, let's just keep an eye on this one for potential extension, 13 and a half days to cover. Well, one of the best acting stocks this year for our swing trade is CWEI, having gone from 19 to 54. Incredible. It did back off late today, but my target was 54.5. We reached that. My next target is going to be up, believe it or not, up near 70. But for now, I'd have to say that it looks to me like this has got a very strong pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth wave here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm not sure what oil's going to do going forward, but I can tell you this has been a powerful move, taking it from a low of 635 to 54. That is a huge 8-9 full move, and I'm not sure how much more this can go. You can see the double top up here near 70. If it gets anywhere near the mid to high 60s, I would be a seller most likely. The stock's come a long way. DEPO Med, well, a nice pop after a pullback, but it didn't hold the highs. It got up to 22.02 and backed off to 21.49. It was only up 26 cents on the day, or 1.2%. But the reason I like it is the way the OBV is acting. The wedge was broken. It's been up for 5 days in a row, and the pullback held support. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to look for a breakout above today's high of 22.02, and then I'm looking for a move to 25 or better. 11 days to cover in that one. GIMO has been an awesome day trade, swing trade for us as it broke out here. Wedge broke out again, flagged, pullback retest, another pullback retest, wedge, and breakout. I think the stock goes to 50 here. Horizon popped yesterday and pulled back, but held the gap, and today ran right up another $1.64, almost 8%. The volume was a hefty 8.2 million. Now there's a line of resistance in here from these highs and lows going back. It's also near the top of what looks like a channel. But I got the feeling this is going to spike and run up into the mid-20s, maybe 26.7. 4.5 days to cover on that. Now, INSY is a stock I haven't talked too much about, except for the downside. 1, 2, 3, little head and shoulder with a downsloping neckline. Got hammered, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Consolidated, then made another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then finally spiked back up. This spike up was telltale because of the volume. And then the pullback and a nice little wedge in here popped again with lower volume and then formed a larger coil. That broke with a nice pop and an increase in volume, and then it had a 3-day flag. Today was a good day. 1 million shares traded. It jumped $1.61 or 9%. And with 17.5 days to cover it, the gut feel is that this is going to test 21 and maybe get into the mid-20s. Big short position. Big spike on IPHI. You can see this trend since the last couple of years. This stock has gone in a year and a half from 11 and change to 42. That's a 4-fold increase. All-time highs, indeed. And you can see that today's spike up of 614 or 17%, I believe, on volume, on earnings, exploded this stock. I'm looking for a follow-through to get it to 45.6. We'll see what happens then. Meat has been incredible. Ever since the stock basically broke out of this level here, you can see how it stair-stepped its way up in a nice rising channel. And what looks to me here is that the recent current little wedge in here was broken today on 2.5 million at popping 5.3%. That's a 39-cent pop. But it looks to me like the long-term top is around 9 and maybe as high as 10, 10.5. Any spike up by that zone is going to create a really oversold condition. So I'd be careful with it, but if it does move forward, I think we can see a little bit of an extension where it is now. Nevro up 13.2%, 0.6%, or on 16.8, 13. Excuse me. It was up 16.8%, or 1362, or about 11 on 11.4 days to cover. This is a breakaway gap from this pattern, but it reached the top of the channel. Now it did close well near the top of that range as well, so we may see an extension up near 105.10. Fantastic chart and a fantastic company with a really strong earnings report today, trading 3.2 million. PETX, well, the inverse head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, or whatever you want to call it. 1, 2, wave 3 is underway. I think it's going to extend this up towards 11.5. That's my near-term targets. Secondary target, 15.5, 16. Terrific looking chart with sharply rising OBV and a lot of good volume, 11 days to cover, etc. New swing trade PGNX took off. First it popped, pulled back in a nice orderly gap fill type to the moving average and the channel. Boom. 5 days in a row, particularly today, up 7.7% or 49 cents and 2.7 million. Look at the OBV moving straight up. It looks to me like fifth wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is underway, but it hasn't completed yet. It may very well get it up towards 8 before that does complete. RAX popped today. Rumors persist on takeovers. They've hired a Goldman Sachs as an investment bank, it looks like. But 2 days ago, it popped. Then it pulled back quietly, and today it popped again. You can see where resistance is. This thing starts to run and gets above 31.5. We could very well see 35, 6, 8, 9, wherever, but up in that zone. Strong momentum, 7.5 days to cover. Speaking of strong momentum, look at the base. Strong run up with 2 gaps on Ren, and then a nice orderly 2-week pullback falling flag. The reversal here indicates to me that the move we had last time from 2 3/4 up to 830, or about 5.5 points, could be duplicated here with a move up towards the 1190, 12 range. I'm looking for that to occur right there. And so maybe even as much as 14. Terrific chart, really good technicals. Moving on to RPD. Now, I've been following Rapid D. I know the company well. I know they have a. Well, I know I just suffice it to say, I know a lot about the company. It was a recent IPO back a year ago. It came down pretty hard with the cybersecurity stocks. That's the industry they're in. And then it popped and had a falling wedge, broke out, created a larger kind of coiling base pattern. Today was a significant day. It traded almost 700,000 and popped to as high as 16.5, but backed off to 15.65. Nevertheless, it was up $1.69 or 12% on 3 times normal volume. I like the way it looks. I think a new uptrend has started. My near-term target is near 18. Secondary target is going to be up near 21, 22 up there. SGYP, well, after the double bottom was created and then this pullback double bottom was created, this week was significant because it took out the double top right about that 4 1/4 range and it's punched its way up near 5. This may be resistance around 515 across here, but I feel like it's going to extend and make this up to 5 3/4, eventually get to 6.5. Those are my near-term targets. And let's look at VRX. Now, very ugly chart, down from 250 to under 20. But today was significant, I think. When a stock trades 105.8 million shares, and that's the biggest volume ever traded on an up day. Yes, there was 3 days where it traded, or 2 days where it traded more volume, but those were ugly down days. This could be reversal day. Number 1, a breakaway gap. Number 2, a close at the high for the day going away. I can say that I feel like this stock is going to make it to 30.31 short term. Beyond that, secondary target is 37.8, and I would look for that. Not a lot of short. I'm surprised there's not more, but they must have all covered. Weibo, fantastic swing trade, breakout, 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 wedge, flag, and you can see how today's volume of 3.4 million. It reached up near my $42 target, reaching 42.18, right on the money, and near the top of the channel. I'd have to say at this point, it could be a little bit extended short term. We may look for some more consolidation. Perhaps it's an exit at this point, but it has gone from 12 to 42, more than tripling. And it looks to me like it's not done yet. This is an all-time high, I believe. It is indeed. And so we'll keep a close tab on it. And lastly is Urendai, which just blows me away. I can't believe the stock has gone from 3 to 30, but in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. Now this pullback here held support, and today was a significant 15% gain, $3.52, nearly a million traded, one of the bigger up volume days, and I don't think it's done yet. But I would keep a stop on this one under 23. We'll leave it at that. For now, this is HP signing off, everybody. Have a good evening.